Good afternoon and welcome to Burlington, North Carolina for the third round of the 2023 PDGA United States Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Discraft. Hannah Blumrose has the lead by 2 strokes after a pair of solid rounds in the first 2 days. However, she's being chased by our 2-time world champion, Kristen Tattar.
She's going to get on the par train early.
And now, understandably, I see how control room was a little confused. There's Christy as she puts in.
You could be more aggressive on a putt over there, though.
Now Weiss with her third on the par 5. And she's inside the circle. In fact, trying to roll all the way up next to the pin. Weiss looking for birdie. It's the kicks that go hard right or left off this tee that can be very treacherous, and we'll see if this pushes straight enough for Kristen. And perfect.
She's going to go over or under. Oh my. That is a fun, tricky putt to nail.
Going up and over. And from inside circle 1, we see Jessica Weiss convert. Hannah throwing her 4th. And that's tracking beautifully to the pin.
Oh my.
And after 2 not so great initial shots on this hole, Hannah will have a tap-in par. Now with Jessica Weiss. Jessica even for today's round. Trying to get past it and then finds the gap. That is the best drive that we've seen out of any competitor so far in the first 3 days here of this competition. We've seen Kristen now shed an outer layer of her raincoat here. Now going with the forehand, and is it going to get there? Her third on the par 5. And hits the gap. So that'll set her up for the birdie look. Scoggins, so far a clean round. We saw the birdie putt back on 3. She's 1 under so far. And she's going to take an alternative route to the left side, and somehow it fights all the way through. Scoggins.
Approachable birdie if you hit the line. We could see big stroke swing after this beautiful drive from Hannah.
No putting required coming up for Hannah.
She was just focused on what she had to do. Yes.
Rebecca trying to follow it up. Not quite as close, but just outside of bullseye. With her second on hole 7. And that looks great. Trying to approach and get a position for birdie. And Christy, after the approach that we saw, taps in. And that's her back-to-back birdies on 6 and 7. She's 3 under for today's round.
Can it get through the gap? And it does. Kristen inside the circle looking for an eagle. Talk about giving it a run.
Yeah, as I was tracking, I was waiting for it to just get caught by the basket. Tattar for eagle. Dead center. Kristen in for eagle on the 6th.
What a great shot from Owen.
But they all will card the 4. Now Scoggins, left side, bottom of the basket. Kristen, tee of 9. And she'll also have a birdie luck. And after a solid drive by King, this is her second. This could set her up. And it will. A birdie look coming up for King. And she's done it. Kristen in for birdie from circle 2. That will pull her within 1 of our leader, Henna.
Another circle 2 putt connection for Kristen Tattar in the last 4 holes. It's a difficult angle finishing this hole. Unless you have a nice sidearm.
Well, let's see if Sarah Hokum's sidearm can get it done. And Hokum parked for eagle on the 10th.
How about ya? Hopefully she has a backup whale sack.
Oh, and full flex right next to the pin. And Brian, we were just talking about this is playing as the easiest hole on the course, yet still over par. What do you make of that?
You know, I can't quite tell why. I mean, it's a really short par 4.
You have to at least secure the birdie, though. Oh, and just past the basket, or just shy of it, flashing in front of it. Great run by Henna.
And now we're seeing a top 2 competitors starting to inch themselves into the safety zone. And Henna has this hole dialed in. You're likely going to have to lay up. You need to be inside the circle to run this putt.
This is low, but it gets a little bit of a wind lift, and this is going to ultimately skip and roll inside the circle. So Kristen looking to answer. Not nearly as close, but still well within range for birdie. And Rebecca, also solid drive inside the circle, just outside of the bullseye. Tattar needs this to stay within 3 of our leader. Right side just barely gets it in. Hokum with her second on 14.
No stroke, but a good go for.
Haley King picking up her first birdie since hole 11. And from circle's edge, Luque picks up another birdie.
Very clean back 9 for Luque.
Now Haley King on 17. This is a birdie luck. Trying to do the math as to if she has enough distance to get to the pin from there. And Silva Saarinen also in on 17. Saw Haley just convert for birdie a moment ago. Oh. And a star frame. So impressive. Nice work by the third card.
Do you try and punch it through that wall of trees, or do you lay up short? Kristen playing that right-hand side, and that checks up nicely.
Scoggins currently sitting in a tie for third. And that's going to help her efforts. Own on the green. And no, with her third.
The wind pushes this down. And thankfully it does. Henna checks up just long of the basket.
But right now, 1 bogey combined between the two of them. Really battling the elements very well today. Kristen just barely inside the circle. King had the look.
Oh, trying to secure herself in that third place position.
In for Kristen. She picks up the birdie on 16.
Now, one of the first times in the round, I feel like Kristen steps up first, makes the putt, and now maybe one of the first times that Henna can feel the pressure on this shot.
Kristen has momentarily pulled within 2. Henna off the top. She doesn't answer. So now the lead cut to 2. Welcome back. Kristen with the honors on hole number 17. Over and clean. Looking to respond. Her lead is now 2. This, an overstable mid-range, and this is how she answers, even closer.
Making sure she has dry grip on both. This is for birdie.
And to keep up with Henna.
Horrible tee shot from Henna.
She needs to at least get over the bridge here. Oh no, this is just a complete disaster for Henna. Throwing her 4th.
Oh, I played wrong live.
And
I played wrong.
oh, and now she was just talking about possibly playing from
The wrong lie.
the wrong lie. Yeah, and that's exactly what she must have done. She put that orange disc down. That's the one that she walked up to her lie with. She ended up putting it down and played from that as opposed to walking to where her actual lie was, which was the yellow one. And then immediately discovers it and then immediately lets the rest of the group know. Unbelievable.
We couldn't even dream up or even imagine this is how hole 18 would play out for Henna. So she would take that throw, the misplay, as a practice throw. She went to her actual lie, and now she's going to finish out. So there's going to be an additional stroke on whatever she ends up scoring here on hole 18. I'm imagining she's going to give this a run.
This could be as much as a 5-stroke swing between her and Henna. And she's right next to the basket. She's going to be tapping in for a stress-free par. She'll remain at 13 under. She will also be your leader after 3 rounds. Absolutely wild to see that go down the way that it did. You have to feel heartbroken. We've watched Henna play so solid, so consistent throughout this entire round. She racked up 6 birdies throughout the round and then gives them all back, almost all of them back on the final hole.
Yeah, and she's going to need to have more mental strength going into 18 tomorrow if she wants to take down her first major win. She always knew that Kristen Tattar was going to start to creep her way up, and now to know Kristen is in the lead, it's going to require a lot from Henna to come back from this tomorrow, but that's what it takes if you want to win.
What's up, everybody? Brian Earhart here, and thank you for watching highlights of the Disc Golf Network coverage. For more highlights and pro disc golf content, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, and to watch live professional disc golf, make sure to subscribe to us on the Disc Golf Network.